Inground main drain question. My pool had been closed for the past 3 years. This past winter, a very wet and heavy snowstorm caused damage to my loop block pool cover. The panels gave way, allowing some debris to sink into the pool. Opened the pool, got a quote for resizing of the new loop block cover and the opening. Long story short, without removing all of the stuff that accumulated in the deep end, which is 9 feet deep, the pool company decided to turn the valve on to the main drain. I suppose their hope was to circulate the chemicals through the filtration system in an effort to break down whatever may have fallen into the pool. Numerous visits included chemicals, filtering, backwashing, and refilling water due to the enormous amount of backwashing. I had to purchase a new pump motor, which I upgraded from a horse to a horse and a half. I also replaced a bubbler line to the slide, which was dried out. Both of these things were done before the main drain valve was opened because I didn't think it was wise to open it until debris had been removed. I mention this because the new pump worked so well that the bubbler was shooting water on the slide so far that I had to throttle that valve back. So before they opened the main valve to the drain, everything pumped fine through the 2 skimmers. Now the bubbler on the slide barely trickles. I'll be attempting to unclog the main drain using a Drain King jet attached to the garden hose. I'll have to dive to the drain, remove it, and insert the jet from the pump after closing the skimmer valves. The new pool company has charged me X amount of dollars, which doesn't include now the things that we initially needed since there was so much done. I've already paid the majority of the bill, but now they need a small remaining balance. If you could tell me why they would open the main drain valve before clearing the bottom of the pool, and if it somehow makes sense to do, then I'll reluctantly pay them the rest of the bill.
Well, there's a lot going on here. 3 years of a pool not being open in and of itself potentially causes all kinds of issue. I think I probably have a greater concern with upgrading the size of your pump because likely the plumbing is not necessarily large enough to handle a larger pump. Larger pump does not mean a better pump. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand it's the dynamic hydraulics, how everything works together. Drawing water out of the pool and returning it to the pool is most important. Oftentimes, pumps are oversized. If what you're trying to say in this is that they opened up the main drain and it drew material that was left there into the line and plugged the line, I'm not entirely sure that that's as easy to do as you would think. If in fact there's a main drain cover over the main drain, how did this said large enough debris get in there to be able to plug the line? If you have a cracked or broken main drain lid, then sure, that makes sense, and you wouldn't want to open it, but no one would know that until you tried it or ran it. So part of me is there's something else going on that none of us understand, and we have now 2 different companies involved, which again muddies the water anyway. I would not recommend diving to the bottom of the pool and trying to blow back to the equipment pad. I instead would dive down to the bottom of the pool, of course with everything shut off, take the main drain lid off, and then go back on the pump side and put your Drain King pressure system in that way and blow back into the pool. Because if you try to blow from the pool back into the equipment, you're just going to make the plug worse. If in fact material was drawn in from the pool, you're just going to make it tighter by pushing it the same direction. You really need to go from the pump side, push it back toward the pool, and push it out. And you may find that there's a problem there, and you may find that there's not a problem there. Just because the system's not running as effectively, and you're saying that with only the 2 skimmers on, all the pressure was fine, by adding a main drain that then gets plugged shouldn't change anything to as if you just shut the main drain valve off. So with the main drain valve off, it should be working as normal. With the main drain valve on, it's not working normal. It means there's a different problem. It's not a plug in that line. It's either a crack in that line. It's something else going on. because adding the third suction line should not reduce the water return, which is not allowing their slide to work. So if that third line is open and now the system's not working properly, it doesn't mean it's plugged at all. If it was plugged solid, the other two would be working just like they were before, as if that valve was shut. If there's a problem with it now, it's because there's a problem in that line, and I would doubt that it's a plug. More than likely it's a crack or it's a break somewhere else. So it's up to you whether you continue to pay them or not, but to me it sounds like
they've done a good amount of
it
work.
sounds like they've done a good amount of work, and it doesn't sound like what they did would have certainly caused this issue. Now maybe it plugged the main drain, what they did plug the main drain, but that wouldn't make it work any less effective than it did with the main drain shut off. So likely there's something else going on that we don't even know about.